Hey everyone, I just wanted to check in because it is Thursday, and as you know, the college is closed Fridays, and so I don't always see emails over the weekend. And I just wanted to see how everyone's doing and explain something that I got a few questions about. So in this second essay, you're using the MLA, Modern Language Association rules. In the first essay, I noted when there were errors for formatting or if anyone cited sources, I noted the error, but no points were lost. But for this essay and moving forward, if there are errors in MLA, it could result in losing points. So I wanted to explain the works cited page. There are many different kinds of citation styles. MLA is just one of them. And essentially what it does is it helps academic readers and writers and researchers know where information is coming from. So say you're reading a paper in a journal article, or you're reading an article in a journal, and you are interested in learning more about the subject in any field, any discipline, right? There are likely in that article, there are going to be sources. And newspapers do the same thing. Popular publications do the same thing, not just academic journals. So you've got sources that are cited, right? Experts who lend evidence or testimony, to whatever the subject is. At the back of the article, in journals, not so much in popular publications, but in academic publications, you'll have what's called either references or works cited, or perhaps a bibliography. People know this term. They're all the same thing. It's just a list of all the sources that are in the paper or in the essay or article, okay? So for essay 2, you picked one of the readings from the chapter How We Work. I think there are 8 in there. There's Mike Rose, Matthew Crawford, Linda Torado, etc. Mac McClellan, okay? I think these are some of the ones that people are writing about. Emily Badger, I think someone might be writing about hers. And what you're doing with this paper is you read the article and then get a very clear sense, well, what's this author saying? What are they arguing? What are their main points? Right? Because they're all trying to claim, they're all making some kind of point about work in the U.S., right? What we value as important work, what we devalue. And this is related to things that, go to speak to, issues that are happening right now regarding minimum wage. When COVID was at its peak and the lockdown was happening, we started to call, a lot of minimum wage workers essential workers. Yes, we were referring to people in healthcare as well who aren't necessarily, minimum wage, but the hourly wage and the federal minimum wage is somewhere around the $7 range. I want to say $7.40 perhaps. Some states have raised that, but the federal range means it'd be illegal to pay lower than that. But there are exceptions, like in service industry, right, for wait staff, okay? Because the idea there is that tips would make up the difference. So at any rate, you picked one of these essays. I'm sort of going off on a tangent. But that's, you picked one of these essays. What is the author saying? What are they arguing? And then you are going to either support or refute. You're going to either agree or disagree with what they say. Okay? So first you tell us what they say, right? And then you go into what you have to say. And that's the they say, I say, which is the title of the other book that we're using in this class, right? So use those templates from that book. There were quizzes this week on chapters in that book, and they're open book quizzes. You can have the book in front of you. But the important thing is to practice using the templates in they say, I say. So explain to me, and pretend you're writing for someone who has not read the article, right? I'm not in this class. You're not writing for me. You're not writing for someone in this class. You're not acknowledging in class we read this book. No, you're just writing for some reader out there who just is picking up your paper and they're reading. So tell your reader who's the author, what's their point, or what are their points, and then you go into what your support or your refutation. What I really wanted to show, what I got questions about, was the works cited, which is where I started, and then I got off on a tangent. So the works cited list, you're going to probably just have one, I'm guessing just one source, the book, the article, okay? This is what it would look like, okay? We're dealing with an anthology or a collection of nonfiction. The editor is James Miller, but he didn't write these articles, right? He wrote the introduction to the book, the introduction to each chapter, but the essays themselves are written by a lot of different people, okay? And so this right here is the format, Okay, so if you did Mike Rose, okay, it would be Rose, comma, Mike, period. The title of the essay, Blue Collar Brilliance, and notice that it goes in quotation marks and that there's a period after the title. There's also a period after the author's first name. The title of the collection goes in italics. What's the title of the collection? Acting Out Culture, right? Comma, edited by, what's his name? James Miller. Comma, the publisher, that would be Bedford St. Martin's, okay? Comma, the year, where do we find that? This edition mine is 2018. I think yours is probably also 2018. You find that inside the first page of the book there. And then and then another comma, and then the page range. So Mike Rose's essay is on pages 200 something or whatever. And then a period. And here's an example, right? So the author's name is Muriel Harris. The title of their essay, Talk to Me, Engaging Reluctant Writers. It came from a book called A Tutor's Guide, Helping Writers One-to-One. That book was edited by Ben Raffoth, published by Heinemann in the year 2000, and this is, Muriel Harris's work is on pages 24 to 34 in this book. So why do we do all this? Again, it's so people who are reading your work can find the original text, can go and find the source that you cited. And in this essay, again, you probably only have one. But in future essays, in other classes, certainly in English 102, you will have many sources. You might have 10, 12, 15 sources, right? Now, then it's a much longer list, okay? This website that I'm on, by the way, and I'm running out of time here, I think, with this little video, it's from Purdue University, okay? This is their online writing lab, their OWL, as they call it, and it is a great source. I use it all the time. Lots of teachers use it. It's free. It's always there. So you can see they don't just cover MLA. They do have APA and others. But if you wanted to see a sample works cited page, right, this is essentially what it would look like. Again, you probably only have one entry for this paper. For essay 3, you'll have more. And then beyond, in this English 101 class, like I said, you're going to have to write papers that have many more sources. You list them in alphabetical order by the author's last name. Okay? If there's no author, this is a film, okay? Then you go with the title, but you don't include articles, okay? So you start with the next word, okay? And and A, okay? And A and the articles, you don't use. So that's why it goes from H to I. There's no J or K. Here we are at L, etc. These 3 dashes mean it's the same author, okay? So this William Nordhaus wrote this and this. Again, your works cited, it's not going to be this long this time. Will that happen in the future? Yes. And the OWL, the Purdue OWL, the website, you can just Google Purdue OWL to get here. And I think I might have posted it maybe in an earlier module as well. But they've got any questions that you have. You don't have to buy the MLA guide, in my opinion. If you get to English 102 and the teacher wants you to buy it, you buy it. But or you rent it or what have you. But really, you can, this is an excellent resource. Purdue University is a huge university. They update it when the MLA folks update their style guide, which they do on occasion. It gets updated here. There's a whole sample paper, okay? This was where I posted, right, where you saw that, it goes your name, my name, the course, and the date. This is a very specific formatting for the date. I don't get that picky. If there are errors, some people might, other teachers might. You're using 12-point Times New Roman font, double spaced. I do want to see that. We don't want larger font. It throws things off. Upper right-hand corner is your last name and the page number. Okay. A title that's kind of a descriptive title. You don't bold it. You don't underline it. If in your title you have the title of someone else's work, then that would have to be either in quotation marks or italics. But if you're just coming up with your own creative title, which you should, and it doesn't have the title of another work, then nothing special happens here. You just center it, no bold, italicize, etc. Okay. All right. So hopefully this site is helpful. But the main thing I wanted to show you again was for on the works cited page. It is an anthology. It is a collection. Okay. So this is the one that you're looking at. This one. And email me if you do have questions. The final drafts are due Sunday, which is June 13th. I believe it's the 13th. Yes, okay. And so, as always, as in essay 1, I should say, if you get less than a C, or even if you get a C or something, you can revise. We won't have the chance to do that for essay 3 because of just the quick pace that we're moving here. But everyone's doing great. I'm loving the discussions in the discussion boards. People are really investing a lot of effort and energy into this, the thinking and the writing, and I appreciate it. So let me know if you do have any questions. All right. Bye-bye.